Jay Powell, the Fed chairman, is talking about a soft landing. Do you believe we will see a soft landing?
Well, I think he's going to do something to probably help the Democrats, you know.
So you think he's political? He's just going to cut rates to help Biden,
I think he's political, yeah.
That is Donald Trump declaring that the head of the Federal Reserve is being political, that he's making the decisions he's making not for the strength of the economy, or, well, in Trump's telling, what he does would improve the economy, but he shouldn't right now, because if he does and the economy improves, that would help Joe Biden. So Jerome Powell is corrupt and political, which is interesting, because do you know how Jerome Powell became the head of the Federal Reserve? Donald Trump put him on there, but you sort of knew that that was coming. And when he nominated him back in 2017, he said, he's strong, he's committed, he's smart, but let's hope if I'm ever not president, he won't be that smart because I want to screw over my successor. Anyway, look, the economy is doing well. That's the pressure that Trump is feeling. That's the pressure that the Republicans are feeling. At least in certain metrics, of course, people are suffering, but the metrics that they like to go to on channels like Fox News are not working the way that they want them to. The US economy added more than 350,000 jobs in January, which was significantly higher than was expected. The jobs numbers for December were modified and updated. They were, I think, 113,000 jobs more than we thought back in December, and the S&P 500 closed at a record high. That's the stock market, of course, at record points, and as we all know, that's the entire economy, or at least that's how the news always talks about it, but now it's a bad thing. Or is it? Maybe the stock market going up could still be a good thing if only Trump can get a grasp on it. Take a look at his attempt.
The Biden team can say, well, if things are so bad, how come the stock market's on a roll?
Because they think I'm going to be elected.
You think the stock market's rallying because people think you're going to be elected?
I do, yeah. If you take a look at Iowa, if you take a look at New Hampshire, the stock market's been going crazy since then and long before then. When I announced I was running, I took the lead early, and then I beat everybody, including Ron DeSantis. I call him DeSantis, and I took the other names.
You know, honestly, that's beautiful.
He is amazing.
There's nothing that could happen that would not be good for him. I love, by the way, why did you have to talk about the DeSantis thing, you weirdo? But so when I announced back a year ago, if the economy ever started to improve, then that's me, baby. That's just what it is, because they know I'm gonna win. So if the economy goes down, or if gas prices go up, is that because they think Biden is gonna win?
Don't try to track it out, John. It doesn't track out. You have to just go. He is amazing, though, in his almost sleight of hand use of rhetoric, and it just keeps coming, which is why the Ron DeSantis thing, it's stream of consciousness, but he's very keenly aware that his messaging constantly will punch through. And so, of course, and he's talking to Maria Bartiromo, who sold her soul long ago. I mean, she's just crawled so far up Trump. It's really embarrassing. But his application of his involvement in stock market success is nothing short of rhetorical magic. But the thing that is odd to me about Trump is just when you talk about Jerome Powell and the fact that he's a Trump appointment, it extends to other Trump, like Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray is a Trump appointment as well at the FBI. When he starts talking about FBI vulnerabilities or issues, or he's testified before in Congress, Wray becomes a target for Trump. So Trump doesn't care really as to the pedigree, who appointed who. He's just going to go after anyone who he feels might be, politically helping him.
We might have millions of people watching this show, but you can be the difference maker, because we just need 1% of our audience to be paid members, and then this show can be around forever. So you can make that difference. Click join now.
Look, on one level, I think you can try this little game, Trump. What are you gonna tell the American people that if things are moving up for them, which these numbers are good. If you didn't have a job and now you do, that's good news. If you have the money to invest in the stock market, this is good news. By the way, there is also data in the most recent numbers that pay has increased. I think it was at 4.5%, so faster than expected. So overall good news, maybe good news for almost everyone. And you're gonna tell them, oh, don't give credit to the president because it's only because I'm gonna get elected. Yeah, good luck selling that message. I'm not even saying that the president should be the one who always gets the credit or the blame, but that's the way that it works. You benefited from that at times, were hurt by it at other times. That's the pie, okay? It's already baked. You were eating it for years, and the metaphor has gotten away from me. So, but I would also say—
I thought it was a solid pie.
Thank you. I was trying. So, but here's the thing. If this is a game that we can play now, well, dear God, if everybody thinks that Trump is going to get elected and that's somehow going to be good for the economy, which is why the stock market is going up and that's why he gets credit for that, well, the economy is going to be going up soon, which is probably why all of the migrants want in, because there's going to be so many jobs and so much economic growth, which means Donald Trump is guilty. He is the one responsible for the border crisis. Isn't this fun, this magic that we can play with causality?
That is 3D chess. Very well done.
I think I've got a brain bleed going on. But yeah, no, I don't think this is a winning message. This is a good development for Joe Biden. I don't know how convinced I am of what responsibility for it he deserves. I guess, if anything, like the Fed has been making changes that the right theoretically wants them to make. They think interest rates are too high. So, look, I don't know. It's just the weird politics of the presidential election and the economy.
Well, I mean, it was a serious challenge. Just if you want to talk the economics of it, there's a serious challenge to this administration on inflation, and they really don't have control of the Fed. As you know, the president doesn't have control of the Fed, and so you saw Fed raising interest rates at a record clip, and that slows the economy down, and that could have really been a very, very tough spot. So to see positive economic news come out. Now, I think you'd like to see the interest rates drop so that things get more affordable. Money gets more affordable. People can buy homes more easily, this sort of thing. But I'd say that that's one of the true sad aspects of the American economy in general. And it hasn't happened during this administration. And you can look at the last 10 years and you can just see how or even 15 years, how the dream of home ownership has slowly escaped. Or maybe quickly escaped the vast number of Americans. That's not at the foot of Joe Biden. It's not even probably the foot of Trump. It's been happening, and I think it's a sign of the haves and have-nots and that schism that we talk about a lot on this show.
But certainly the economic improvement is happening at a time when Joe Biden could certainly use it.
He can crow about it, and as you say, John, we don't, some of it he deserves credit for and his team deserves credit for, some of it perhaps not, but it happened on his watch and he's allowed to take credit.
That's true, that's true. Now, of course, and I'll close on this, he might not be in charge of the economy in the next year. And so obviously we're gonna be watching to see if the economy over the next year does really well, or maybe we fall into recession. And that'll be important not only for the effect it has on people's lives, but also because whether it's a really good economy or a really bad economy, that will be used as justification for Donald Trump's first act as president, which is proposing trillions of dollars in new tax cuts.
That's right.
That's the way it works. The economy's doing bad, we need to juice it with tax cuts. The economy's doing good, we can afford more tax cuts.
No, these last tax cuts, the tax cuts under his administration, $10 trillion added to the deficit. $10 trillion.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he net lost 3 million jobs while he was president. So that's good. You have that.